The topic of today's lesson is compounding of suppositories by casting method. The pharmacy received a prescription Recipe Dermatoli 0.1 Butyroli Quantum Satis Miscefiat Suppositorium Data Alice Doses numero 6 Signa Use one suppository 2 times a day. The given medicine is rectal suppositories prescribed by the distribution method, which includes a substance insoluble in water and oil, dermatol, and a hydrophobic suppository base, butyrol. The ingredients of the prescription are compatible. On the reverse side of the written control passport, the pharmacist calculates the amount of active pharmaceutical ingredient and suppository base, based on the fact that the volume of the suppository mold cell is 2 grams. The content of dermatol is 5%. The pharmacist calculates the amounts of dermatol and butyrol for 6 suppositories, taking into account the inverse substitution coefficient of dermatol. Total suppository mass and the mass of one suppository are calculated as well. Suppositories are prepared in aseptic conditions. Firstly, the pharmacist wipes the table with a solution of chloramine B. Since butyrol is a hydrophobic suppository base, the cells of the suppository mold are lubricated with soapy alcohol. That technology includes the following. Weigh the calculated amount of butyrol and place it in a porcelain cup, then place it in a water bath for melting. Weigh the calculated amount of dermatol and put it to a mortar. Remove the porcelain cup with molten butyrol from the water bath and wipe the condensate residues from the bottom. Grind dermatol firstly dry and then according to Diragin's rule with the half amount of semi-cooled molten base. Transfer the resulting suppository mass to a porcelain cup to the rest of the suppository base. Mix thoroughly until smooth. If necessary, melt the mass on a water bath. Pass the suppository mass into the mold cells. The feature of butyrol is the formation of an air core during the gradual cooling of the base. Place the mold to the fridge for 15 to 20 minutes to completely solidify the suppositories. After cooling, remove the mold from the fridge, disassemble, and carefully remove the suppositories by pressing on their tops. Pack the obtained suppositories into a handkerchief of parchment paper, forming a cone. Cut the excess off. Place the wrapped suppositories into a cardboard box for dispensing and glue the prescription number. Give the medicine to the pharmacist analyst for quality control. From memory, fill out the front side of the written Coltrane passport. Dermatoli 0.6 Butiroli 11.77 Masse suppositoriorum 12.37 6 suppositories of 2.06 gram each. Apply the label external. The patient's last name, first name, and age are indicated on the label, as well as the method of using the suppositories. Attach an additional inscription: store in a cool place, keep out of reach of children. Recipe: Protargoli 0.05 massa gelatinosa quantum satis ut fiat pessaria, data les dosis numero 6, Signa, 1 pessa vaginally 3 times a day. The given medicine is vaginal suppositories prescribed by the distribution method, which includes the colloidal substance of the general list protargol and hydrophilic gelatin glycerol suppository base. The ingredients of the prescriptions are compatible. On the reverse side of the written control passport, the pharmacist calculates the amount of active pharmaceutical ingredient and suppository base, based from the fact that the volume of suppository mold cell is 2 grams for the fat base. Calculate the amount of protargol and also establish the percentage of its content in these suppositories. It's 2.5%. Then calculate the amount of the fat base. Using the transition factor of 1.21, calculate the total amount of the gelatin glycerol base and the amount of each component of this base, in particular gelatin, purified water, and glycerin. After that, calculate the mass of the total suppository mass and the mass of one suppository. Suppositories are prepared under aseptic conditions. First of all, the pharmacist wipes the table with a solution of chloramine B, and since the gelatin glycerol base is hydrophilic, the mold cells are pre-lubricated with vanillin oil. The technology includes the following stages. Weigh the ingredients of the prescriptions sequentially. Place gelatin in a porcelain cup and pour with a calculated amount of water. Leave it to swell for 30 to 40 minutes. Then weigh glycerin and protargol. Grind protargol in a mortar, firstly in dry form and then with 3-4 drops of glycerin and a few drops of water. Swelling, heat gelatin on a water bath and add glycerin. Mix until homogeneous. Transfer the protargol solution to the gelatin glycerol mass in a porcelain cup and mix until homogeneous. Pour the suppository mass into the mold cells. Place the filled-in mold to the fridge for 15 to 20 minutes to completely solidify. After cooling, remove the mold from the fridge, disassemble and carefully remove the pessaries. Put the finished vaginal suppositories in a handkerchief of parchment paper, forming a cone. The excess is cut off. Place the wrapped vaginal suppositories in cardboard box for dispensing and glue the prescription number. Give the medicine to the pharmacist analyst for quality control. Fill in the front side of the written control passport from memory. Indicate the date and prescription number, the ingredients of the gelatin glycerol base, the total amount of the base received, the amount of protargol, the total mass of suppository, and the mass of one suppository, and the number of suppositories produced. Apply the label external. The patient's last name, first name, and age are indicated on the label, as well as the method of using the suppositories. Attach an additional inscription: store in a cool place, keep out of reach of children.